Well, hello everybody, welcome back into the Colored Gemstone Academy. I am your instructor, Paul DC, and this is my YouTube channel, Paul DC Gemstones. Well, first of all, I wanted to let you know that it is a sort of a dark and stormy night here in Tampa Bay, Florida. So if you hear some thunder cracking or even light reflecting off my face from lightning strikes, that's just par for the course living here in Tampa Bay. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to thank everybody once again for subscribing to my channel. We have sailed right past 2,000 subscribers. We're almost at 2,100. We've had like 300 in the last 20 days. So I really thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it allows me to do these lessons for you for free. Well, this is my question and answer series. It is episode 26, I think it is. And this is where I get to have you give me comments and questions and I will respond to them. I must have really struck a nerve on our previous gem lesson, which became, what is your favorite gemstone? I think I have more questions or comments about what your favorite gemstone is and why. So all of the questions today are going to deal with that lesson. So I'm going to try and get through them as quickly as I can. And if I don't get to yours this week, well, we'll try and get to it next week. All right, so you're going to see me looking down at my computer, and that's because I write these questions down so I can, for clarity. Okay, first one comes in from Vasily Resto. And obviously all of these are going to be from last Saturday's lesson, which was, what is your gem? He says, it's an interesting topic to think. As a beginner, you doubt your own taste and try to imitate the professionals on what is considered good or of high quality. Such question does give me some control over the direction I take with my education. I personally like gems with flaws or irregularities. There might be a few flawless gems, which I understand are rare, but the ones with the flaws I think are the rarest because no flaw or irregularity will be the same. Other than that, I try to emphasize the beauty of all existing gems. Thanks for another great lesson. Well, Vasily, I hope I'm saying your name right. Very insightful comment. I really enjoyed that. If it were not for irregularities in gemstones, we wouldn't have some of the most interesting gems that we do have. For example, a star sapphire is actually internal flaws that are arranged in such a way that you see a six-rayed star as it is a hexagonal gemstone. Another example would be rutilated quartz. If you've ever seen those rutile needles in the middle of a clear quartz, again, that would not happen if it weren't for irregularities. And the same thing when you think about maybe matrix in some turquoise. Like if you have a black spiderwood matrix, that's really an inclusion or a flaw, but it makes it a much more valuable stone. Likewise, I remember in an earlier lesson I talked about a garnet forming inside of a diamond. That would be very rare and very expensive. So most importantly, it's not about what the experts think, just as you said so insightfully in your comment. It's what is the most important or most interesting gem to you. And that's what this lesson was all about. So great stuff from you. All right, next one. This comes from Sis Miller from episode 68. What's your gem? And she says, Paul, I love aquamarine because it's my birthstone and I love the color of it, but not the lighter shades. Great video as always. Thank you for this. Well, you are quite welcome, sis. And if my memory serves me correctly, and I think it does, you were the one that actually were the first one to ask me to do a lesson on aquamarine because it's your birthstone. And I kind of share your feelings. Now again, the shade or the color is a personal feeling. I've always said that if you love the color, that's the best color for you. I, like you, like the darker colors of aquamarine, and if you are somebody else watching that says, well, I really do like the lighter shade, don't worry, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, it's just a personal choice. It just means you should pay less for that aquamarine than you would for the deeper color of aquamarine. So I hope that helps everybody with Sis's comment. Okay, next one is from Helene Fleming Sound Healing. So that must be the handle of her channel. Again, from What's Your Gem, says, well, how interesting. I was wondering the same thing as I was just driving back from picking up my new turquoise ring. I have a heavy bias toward blue stones by and large, and find I always have lapis, turquoise, and Larimore on me. Why? Because I adore them. I find them fascinating, and unlike gems that are highly manicured, those always have soul. They exude personality with their variations in color, shapes, matrix, and inclusions. They've always been around me in my life in jewelry form as well as loose stones, and I can't see an end to this beautiful relationship. Did they choose me? Did I choose them? I don't know, but those three are firm friends and are here to stay. Well done on the channel, by the way. Very much enjoying your videos. Thank you, Helene. I really do love your comment about your enthusiasm for your friends. Your enthusiasm and passion for gems is palpable, and I love that. That's what I love about this channel, is that we share this passion for the gems. Turquoise remains one of the most popular subjects on this channel. In fact, 4 of the top 5 lessons of all time involve turquoise. Lapis is also a very friend of mine too, a good friend of mine in gems, because I tell this story in one of my lessons. When I was taking my first class in gemstones, not even with the GIA, I learned a lot about lapis in that lesson, and I didn't know much about it before then. And if it weren't for that, I probably would have never gone down this path and became an expert in gems and an author and visited so many mines. So I share that passion with you. Great, great comment from you, Helene. All right, next up, we have Judy Fry. And once again, from What's Your Gem? She says, I'm attracted to opal, garnets, labradorite, and indicolite because of the colors. I have all of these except the indicolite. Okay, so Judy, we are sort of kindred spirits because you named a lot of my favorites. Those of you that know me know I have a passion for garnets. You know I have a passion for labradorite. Opals are really one of the top on my list as well. Indicolite, all that means is that you are going to have to get one. And hopefully I'm going to be able to start bringing you some real collectible gems. I'm not at liberty to discuss when that's going to happen, but when it's a go, which it should be sometime in September, I will let all of you know how you can maybe get some really great prices on some very fine gemstones. So thank you, Judy. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. Okay, next one is a new name, a name I don't recognize, Bruce Siebenthal. And he says, while I love many different gemstones, it's turquoise, particularly the Sleeping Beauty kind of blue, that will always be my go-to. I'm not sure I even know why, other than growing up in the American Southwest. Guess I was just exposed to it so often. Now I live in the UK, where it's not always so easy to get hold of turquoise, but I've managed a few pieces that I find nice. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I obviously am a big fan of Sleeping Beauty. In fact, Judy, my wife Judy Kroll, and I were the last people ever to film that mine way back in 2011 or 2012. And as most of you know, the mine shut down for good June 30th of 2012. But I do love Sleeping Beauty, but I also do love a lot of the other, I know the Robin's Egg Blue is a big thing and a lot of people are attracted to it, but don't be surprised if your eye starts to wander towards some other gemstones when you see something like the very famous number 8 turquoise with that honey brown matrix, or you think of a Bisbee with almost like a purple in that turquoise. That doesn't even seem natural, but it is completely natural. Or even a piece of Kingman that has that sort of blue of a Sleeping Beauty, but the spiderweb black matrix. So I don't think that Sleeping Beauty is going to mind if you cheat on her a little bit with some of the other turquoise stones. But I agree with you, Sleeping Beauty is quite the sight. Let's see, John Mark Roca, another name that's new to me. says Guatemalan jadeite because it was valuable to some of my ancestors. Greenland ruby because of its incredible age, and purple topaz because of its rarity. Okay, that's a great group of favorites there. I shouldn't be surprised with a name like Roca. I believe that that name comes from rock in some way, shape, or form. And let's face it, all these gems and turquoise that we love are beautiful rocks. So with a name like that, you didn't stand a chance. You were going to become a fan of gems, I'm sure. Thank you so much for watching the channel. I'm trying to get through these as quickly as I can. I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Next one is from Zarbi Bazaar. From, what's your gem? Again, these are all from that one. It says, thank you from Switzerland for your videos. For the first gem, I fall in love. Same story with you with the one black crystal opal with some red color from Australia. Incredible stone. 125,000 euro. The same way you were shocked, the price shocked me. Now my favorite stone is aquamarine for its purity, for its blue color. Remember, it reminds me of the water of a lagoon. I am 37 years old and I start studying gems to change to a new life. Thank you again and sorry for my English. Well, Zarbi, I'm so glad that you found the channel and you do not ever have to apologize for your English. I happen to be lucky enough to be on a platform where you can, I think, have this translated into on YouTube to many different languages if you want. And if I'm not mistaken, your country of Switzerland has 4 official languages. I think it's German, French, Italian, and what's the other one called? I can't remember the other one, but I don't speak any of them. So I applaud you for speaking as much English as you do, and I hope you continue to enjoy the lessons. And I'm glad that you felt confident enough to make a comment on it. So welcome back anytime. Glad to hear from you. I do like Swiss chocolate though, even though I don't speak any of the languages. All right, that was cheap. This one is from Rebecca K. And she says, Dear Paul, I adore gems across the board. Aquamarines, iolite, turquoise, tourmaline, citrine, and opals. Without question, black opal with its mystical and magical powers is my favorite gem. I just ordered a black opal from down under. It is a relatively small with being only 1 carat, but I will treasure it. I'll produce a beeswax model ring for it and cast it in a clay mold. All gems are unique works of art from Mother Earth. I love them all. However, black opal is without question the top gem on my list. Take care. And P.S. Your videos are the highlight of my week. Thank you. Well, I get it. It's hard to, Rebecca, to list one gem as your favorite because there's so many beautiful gems out there and they all are a gift from Mother Nature. And I agree with that. The fact that it's the highlight of your week, I'm humbled. Maybe you got to get out a little bit more. No, I'm kidding. I really do appreciate you watching. But I love a lot of gems. You know, like a proud father, I love all the gems that I've visited mines and gone to and owned myself. But if I could only own one gem in my life, it would be the black opal. And so I do share that with you. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time for this week. Boy, we had so many questions, and keep those questions and comments coming. I'll pick up the rest of them in next week's Q&A series lesson. So once again, I want to thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel. If you have not yet done so, I know some people get intimidated by the word subscribe. You'll notice I'm not asking for anybody's credit card. This is completely free. Subscribe just means that you're a member of my channel. That's it. So subscribe if you want, and send a comment if you want, like these videos if you want. And I will see everybody next week with our next lesson in the Colored Gemstone Academy and our Q&A lesson that will follow up on every single Wednesday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.